Let's move on. We have 2 games left on this card. Let's move on to our Sunday nighter. Tennessee Titans 6-2, 3-1 on the road at LA Rams 7-1, 3-1 home. SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. I don't think we need to go over the Tennessee's offensive and stats because, and I know that this injury probably hurt Bebsie the most of any this year as a fellow running back. Offensively, 229.5 yards through the air, 147.6 on the ground. And sadly, Derrick Henry had a foot injury. Of course, it's a foot injury that we don't see. He's such a fucking man. It's a foot injury that we hear about after the fact, after the game. Defensively, they allowed 267.4 yards through the air and 100.8 on the ground. Rams put up a 301.8 through the air and 104 on the ground. 261.1 they allow through the air, 103.4 on the ground. Open up as 8-point favorites, which is pretty much where they are right now. 7.5 at most books. This total at 53.5, which is pretty much where it opened. When we go over to the cash flow side of things, we have 5,031 tickets in. So we actually have more tickets in on this game than any other game. 77% of tickets on the Rams, 95% of cash. Wow. 42% of tickets on the over, 87% of cash on the over. Titans coming off their 4th straight win, 34-31 overtime at the Colts. Derrick Henry underwent surgery Tuesday on his injured foot, expected to be out. Schefter says he's out for the rest of the season. Adrian Peterson, 36. I can't believe he's 36. Feels like he's been beating his children for 20 years now. 5th in the league in career rushing list, signed to the Titans roster. They also signed Deontay Freeman. I don't know why I wrote for Deontay Freeman to their practice squad Tuesday. But I don't see any. Darrington Evans is gone. But Jeremy McNichols and I don't know about Dontrell Hilliard, but Jeremy McNichols seems like the guy you'd give the ball to. So I expect McNichols to be getting the ball and to be the RB1. It's a pretty easy thing to say. Maybe Adrian you never count out Adrian Peterson. Titans are 4th in the NFL in rushing yards per game. They're 2nd in the league in possession time per game. Kiss that shit goodbye. A.J. Brown caught 10 passes for 155 yards and a touchdown. The rest of the team accounted for 110 yards receiving. So you have their whole offense and Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. You take one of those away. Are both gone then? 1 sack, 7 quarterback hits, deflected 9 passes. Kevin Byard, 3 passes deflected, had the big interception overtime, got hit with that pass interference penalty. He's a character guy. I like him a lot. Elijah Molden had the other interception. Julio Jones hamstring sat out. They need him back bad. Rashawn Evans ankle injury sat out. They need him back. He's listed questionable. Right guard Nate Davis and safety Dane Cruikshank were evaluated for concussions. They're both in protocol. Tennessee has won 6 straight division games and is 15-6 on the road since 2019. Before we move into the Rams, let's talk about the Titans. What happens to their future without Derrick Henry, Bebsie?
Well, look, for years they've been just pounding Derrick Henry into the ground and Vrabel saying things like, you just keep feeding him the rock. This guy doesn't get tired. This guy doesn't break down. Well, he broke down. I think he had like 100 and something more carries than the second most touches by a running back in the NFL so far this season. To halfway through the season is insane. You're overworking. And I get why. I get, he hasn't broken down at all until now. But, that's going to catch up with them. It did. It sucks. The league is definitely better with Derrick Henry playing. We're missing highlight after highlight every week with him. I hate it. I hate seeing Derrick Henry down. And this seems like a perfect spot to fade them because of that. And it's the Rams. Any other team, and I think I would bet Tennessee in this moment. But look, I agree with you. I think Jeremy McNichols should be the guy. I don't know why they're kicking the tires on AP. Just deal with it. he's not going to – I don't think he's going to be better than McNichols right now. McNichols isn't that bad. He's just not Derrick Henry. So, yeah, they're going to struggle without him because so far your offense has entirely run through him, and now you have to win the game with Ryan Tannehill. And can Tannehill do it? I don't know. He's definitely – you're right. They're definitely going to need Julio Jones. But, look, this – if Jared Goff was still the quarterback of the Rams right now, I would fade the Rams. Even at this record, if they were 7-1 with Jared Goff, I would fade the Rams in this spot. With Matt Stafford and the focus that he has and the belief, like this Rams team is crazy good with him. Cooper Kupp is dominating the NFL right now. He's already got over 900 yards. That's crazy. Through 8 games, he's over 900 yards already. The guy has been absolutely balling out. I don't want to take the full game here with the Rams because if Julio plays and if AJ Brown plays, I'd be worried about a late game backdoor cover. But first half, I think the Rams at home are going to smash a Tennessee Titans team that is going to experience life without Derrick Henry right now.
That was a great breakdown. This is a great breakdown. I'm going to talk about the Rams. Then I'm going to ask you if it's time to at least put a couple hundo on them to win the Super Bowl plus 650. Rams come in off an easy 38-22 win at Houston, 4 straight win. They've won 43 straight games, including the playoffs when leading at halftime. Second longest streak in NFL history behind a 49-game streak by the Packers beginning in 1926. Up 38-0 going into the fourth. Stafford 21 of 32 for 305 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was in 3 quarters. Cooper Kupp, 7 passes for 115 yards. Van Jefferson, 3 passes for 88 yards. Darrell Henderson ran 14 times for 90 yards and a touchdown. The defense had 5 sacks, 9 quarterback hits. Ernest Jones had an interception. Now they pick up Von Miller, who has something to prove right now. It's an exciting time to get a guy like Von Miller. Second and third round draft pick. Broncos pay $9 of the $9.7 million. Miller is still owed. Tutu Atwell injured his shoulder. It's bad. He's being placed on IR. Deshaun Jackson inactive.
He's been waived. He's been released.
It's too bad. It's too bad. He demanded a trade. So I guess Snead and McVay came to a decision about that.
I mean, respect to the Rams for granting him his wish. I don't know why. Like, I get it. Deshaun wanted more targets.
Yeah.
But have a little self-awareness, man. You're well past your prime and you're on a Super Bowl contender.
And I thought he kind of helped them, giving them some extra deep looks. Deshaun believes in himself, and I wish him the best. Linebacker Trayvon Howard placed on IR with a hamstring injury. Sebastian Joseph Day, defensive tackle. Offensive tackle Andrew Whitworth, inactive last week, still questionable this week. I like your breakdown on the full game, so we can really kind of discuss the total and then move on. But first off, is it time for me to put just a couple $100 down on the Rams at plus 650, so at least I have that in my pocket?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to like. I think it's going to be a Bills Rams Super Bowl. Look, we all know Von Miller is past his prime. He is nowhere near the Super Bowl MVP player that he once was, but now he doesn't have to be the guy. Now he's got obviously Aaron Donald, who you can't triple team Aaron Donald anymore. Leonard Floyd is the guy's a capable pass rusher next to Aaron Donald. What's Von Miller going to add to that? I would imagine a bunch. If he can stay healthy, all he has to be, similar to J.J. Watt in Arizona, all he has to be is the name that people have to worry about. You have to respect him, even though he's, past his prime. And yeah, he's going to be good there. And then the addition of Jalen Ramsey in that secondary. This is a nasty football team that the way their offense is playing, they don't even have to be that good on defense. They just are.
Yeah. Mr. Funmunk says no team is going to take Deshaun Jackson's contract. Man. Yeah, it's very. What do you think about this total before we move on? It's sitting at 53.5. So let's say the Titans aren't able to move the ball with the ease that they're used to. Is their defense capable of stepping up in a way where we could still cash the under in this game?
No.
So then, is it a team total that you would want to focus on, like a Rams team total over, or
that would be the look, not the over, because we have to find out what Tennessee's offense looks like after Derrick Henry, and you know they will more than likely sputter a little bit. So I wouldn't look at the game total, but the Rams team total over is a look.
I despise backing teams off of easy wins versus terrible opposition. So I don't really want anything to do with the Rams. And I know that the Titans are dealing with injuries, but they're much tougher opposition the Rams have faced last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna erase this Rams team total over. I don't, even if if the angle makes some sense. Just when a team plays really weak opposition 2 weeks in a row, it doesn't bode well for them in that third week. And I'm not even sure if I should move on the Rams futures right now with the Von Miller pickup, as if the Von Miller pickup changed that much. It doesn't really change that much, and maybe it's just a very public thing to do once a team picks up a player that you're a fan of, and then you just move on the future. So I'm gonna sit back and think on this.
Like I said, I think it's very similar to the J.J. Watt situation, and maybe even less of an impact than a healthy J.J. Watt, because a healthy J.J. Watt can still push a pile. Von Miller is, he's a pass rusher, and he's a 32-year-old pass rusher coming off a major injury.
And Vipe says, no way, Jimmy Titans defense garbage. Okay, I feel some clarity there.